a sippy cup of two. All right, as per tradition, we will start with Let's Make a Date. Our first game of the evening. In this game, it's just like the TV program, Let's Make a Date. In this, we've got a lovely bachelor, who will be asking questions of these bachelorettes. And they each have a unique trait written on these cards, and and he will be trying to guess the traits written on these cards, and yeah. So I'll hand out these cards.
Okay. Something that I realized what it was.
Yep. So we can start the dating program. I will ask the camera operators, please, if we can blank out these so if you can't see what I'm holding up to the audience, that'd be good. Because if I hold this up, he'll know exactly. All right, we'll keep it on while I reveal. You want to ask the first question? You want to start the questions?
Hey, Bachelor, you're supposed to ask a question.
This mic's not.
Oh. No sound.
Okay, use interpretive dance to ask your question. Big temple dancing. Okay, have you ever been danced?
Sound it.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
All right.
So, bachelorette number one.
We'll get there.
If you had a spaceship and you could go anywhere, where would you take me?
Which bachelor? Could you repeat the question? Could you repeat the question?
If we could get on a spaceship and you could take me anywhere, where would you take me?
Well, baby, I would take you to the moon and I'd take you there in June. I think we'd have fun as long as you and me be on the run. You got it?
I got it. Bachelorette number three. Where would you take me on our first date?
Wherever you input and would like to go.
Excellent. Bachelorette number two. What restaurant? What is your favorite restaurant? I don't think I've done that yet. Bachelorette number three.
Yes.
If we could go on a cruise somewhere, where would we go?
We would turn left and then go forward 400 yards. But we calculated.
All right. I've never been there. Bachelorette number one.
Yeah.
What is your favorite thing to do to pass the time?
Okay, what I like to do is get on trains, and you gotta be careful to protect your neck. But you gotta fight big iron spiders. You gotta fight great big iron spiders. That's my favorite thing to do.
I could fight some spiders. Bachelorette number two. What is your favorite thing to do? Bachelorette number 1.
Yeah.
Recalculating.
Shaft? You can ask another question.
Yeah.
Ask another question. Where would you take me on our first date?
I beg your pardon?
Where would you take me on our first date?
I would take you to see my son in a movie. One that I produced. Not usually very good. But we would go to see my son in a movie.
Maybe Will Smith?
Thank you. Good job, man.
You had it.
He's a bird.
What kind of bird?
A plane.
Seem pretty mad to me. Seem
What's
pretty
his
mad to
emotion?
me.
He's an angry bird. He's a big kid.
Yes,
Yeah, there you go. That's all great.
all right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good job, dude. Good
All
job.
right. We're going to move on to our next game. This one is called Quick Change. In this, our participants will be acting out a scene, and one of them will be directing them and saying, change. And whatever the last thing they said was, they have to come up with something different. So, Chris, do you want to direct this?
I'll direct it, yeah. That's always fun. That gives me the opportunity to be the judge.
Okay. Our situation here is, it's the zombie apocalypse. And you're holed up in a room.
All three?
All three of you.
Go. Hang on, I'm up here with you.
Wherever you want.
It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
Change.
There is no possible way we're gonna survive this. No way, guys.
Do we have any ammo? Guns? Anything?
Chris, I don't know. What kind of room is this?
Chop, change.
I know precisely what kind of room this is. We are in a pantry.
Change.
It is not a pantry. What was I thinking? Where's Carl?
Change.
He's in the house. No problem. God.
You're
His son.
Carl. No, seriously, what kind of room is this? I don't know if there's any ammo or not, but they're gonna bust through that door any second.
Change.
They're going to climb through those windows any second now. And I don't know what we're... Why do we leave the windows open?
Change.
Why haven't we barred the windows?
I don't even see any windows.
Change.
There's no window.
Change.
There is a window.
It's a greenhouse, clearly.
Change.
This is the best idea to die I've ever heard. Yes! Look, they're waving at us from
Kill
outside.
all of these zombies.
With what? Plants?
Change.
With what?
With what?
Insecticide?
Yes.
I think plants are pretty good against zombies. Don't you have that? It's true. All the cell phone towers in town because of the world.
Change.
Well, actually, it's not that bad.
I've seen worse.
I've had plenty to drink.
That's the important part. You want to? There's a lot of people waiting to get in. You want to maybe open the
No.
door?
Change.
Let's not win.
Yeah. That's a great
Hungry
They do look hungry.
And friendly.
And dripping. Oozing.
We'll take the
We're gonna die.
show. We're good first date. Let's do it.
Why don't you go outside and ask if they want to come in?
Change.
Why don't you sacrifice yourself while we run away? Hey, Bob. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Zombies. All right. Up next, we have one of my favorite games. It's called The Balcony. In this, Chris and Seamus will be reviewing a movie.
Cool.
And they're making up the movie as they go along. Just whatever they want.
We'll sit over here.
And then Todd and Jekka will have to act out the scene they just described. They'll say, okay, let's go to a cliff. and they act it out. And how many gold?
Do we get a title from them?
You're making up the
Yeah.
movie.
Oh, okay. I was
I
gonna
don't,
get
you're the ones that saw the movie. I don't
Okay,
know.
cool. Hello and welcome to the balcony. My name is Chris,
I'm Seamus.
and we're here to talk to you about movies. So we saw a really interesting film this weekend.
I think interesting is definitely the word to
Well, it was horror, but I wouldn't exactly call it horror.
No, not really.
You know, when you've got a horror film with Mexican wrestlers as the center point, I just don't know how I can perceive that as truly being a horror film. Granted, there was a lot of blood, but I mean, what did you think?
I thought it was good. It was really believable up until they started adding the CG dinosaurs.
Yes, I thought the dinosaurs were that much.
I mean, it was kind of uncomfortable. The dinosaurs they were wearing all that negligee.
Yeah.
I didn't see how it fit in with the lucha libre. And
I didn't get that either, and I really, the dinosaurs in lingerie, not that terrifying.
No,
The CGI was not that good, but you know, you're right, you're absolutely right. You know, but you know, it probably would be better to let them see for themselves. So, yes, if you could, if you guys could please go to the clip from Night of the Luchador Dinosaur Lovers. Now let's take a look at it.
One before Captain Underwear. Okay, what is this? Hammerman. I think there is a Captain Hammer. What was this? Dr. Soccer Mom? Dr. Soccer Mom. Time traveling to every kid's soccer game. All right, Dr. Soccer Mom, there's no Wi-Fi. I can't check my Twitter feed. Help me!
Say, I heard there was a crisis.
Yes, there's no Wi-Fi.
Oh gosh darn. Okay, why don't you go eat some vegetables and make sure that you take some proper rest, and I'll call up the rest of the superheroes, don't you? I packed them all lunches, so it'll be fine. Oh, thank goodness. It's expendable red shirt. Oh, well, my son there said that there was no more Wi-Fi. I don't know why not, but we gotta go to the game soon anyway.
We'll take care of it before the game. We only had another superhero here.
I know. I can fit him in the van.
Why, hello there, Tiny.
Yes.
it is I, Tiny.
Yes. There's no more Wi-Fi.
My God. We'll need more help than this.
I agree.
Last time you brushed your teeth.
It was quite a while ago.
That's no good.
What, we've got another person here.
My God, it's pretty good at solving Sudokus, man.
Help us.
I think so.
Well, if we put a 7 here, or maybe here, or...
My God, it's pretty good.
That's a good wiring down here.
Yeah, that might be a 5.
Is that, maybe that's the Wi-Fi
Hold on, let me-
password.
let me-
You have to
very
put in
quickly.
the
I'll
password.
put a star here just in case I want to change it to
Good.
7.
Well,
You know what? That's a good diagram. Can I borrow that? I'm going to go under the house where it's dark with a lot of pointy things.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try to solve this.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, wish me luck.
I'll call your daughter and tell them that you're on your way. Okay, goodbye. He's probably okay. You have to go brush your teeth.
Yes,
It is awful bad. But that's okay. There's room in the van when you come back. Okay. So I guess that solves that there problem, doesn't it?
Do you think I could put a 5?
No. I think you're not very good at Sudoku.
I'm going to give my eraser.
Yeah. Take the cold, Johnny! Okay, bye.
I don't know why I was like,
Soccer Mom's from Fargo.
what you know?
There's nothing about
Here it is. I want to do this one because it is a ton of fun. It's called Party Quirks. Seamus hosts awesome parties. So Seamus has to host this party, and he's invited 3 guests here. But they all have a little quirk, and he's going to have to try to guess what the quirks are of each of them. So I will hand out some cards.
Yeah, I'm going to set my cup
So,
over here.
yeah, Seamus, why don't you go get the party started? And I got a doorbell. And when you hear the doorbell, the guest will enter.
So we put what do we have?
Down by the fire. Baby, come down to the floor. Come down to the floor where I can see you.
His eyes. Did I scare you? Oh, you're lurking.
I see that it ain't better. So if I was hosting a party right now, I suppose I'd be guessing now. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna move off of deranged owl. Mm-hmm. You're a ghost.
Close.
A specter.
Did that sound good? Close.
An insecure ghost.
That works. That works.
And
Hey,
Come around
over
this
here.
lodge a couple times and it occurs to me we ain't never got any time for you need.
clearly someone who's had a lot of
If there's a problem with my head, it's only that it's crazy for you. I'm in the wind.
Oh, you're Batman.
What kind of movies have you been watching?
Alright, good, man. You're Tiny Hat Batman. Singing Tiny Hat Batman.
Why don't you go guess about someone else for a while?
Stay here, Batman. I'll be right back. There's one right here. You're a chair jumping guy who has to pee. You're Spider-Man. Spider-Man who has to pee.
Girl, I know you've been around these parts. I saw you in the pre-reg line. And I thought, she's so fine. Ain't no reason to wait in that line. Fine. Girl, lay you down. Guess who I am? Can't you tell? My name and the song title are there in the bottom of the screen.
Chairs. former Federal Reserve Board Chairman Alan Greenspan.
Who is in
An R&B music, yes.
I'm gonna go sit down.
Good job.
Alan? So later when your friends ask, oh, how's Anime Unscripted? You can say, it was awesome. I saw Alan Greenspan in an R&B video. What?
You may want to tweet that now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tweet it out right now. Hashtag Anime Boston. I just saw Alan Greenspan in an R&B video.
Irrational exuberance.
Everybody that wasn't here was like, what? Filthy art joke. All right, while you're tweeting, we will move on to... Let's do, questions only. Oh, yeah. In this game, it's pretty simple. They speak using only questions. So we'll pair off 2 and 2, and you just ask a question related to the scene, and if you say something that's not a question, well, you gotta go back in line. It's somebody else's turn.
Who wants
So-
to start and then the back?
Yep, so the scene we're going to start with is you're ordering food at a restaurant.
Are you ready to order?
Well, what have you got?
Did you not see the specials when you walked in?
Did you give me a menu?
What is in your hands?
What do you think is in my hands?
Okay, bye.
You know what's in your hands?
Do I look like the kind of person who would know that?
Are you ready to order, or aren't you?
Did I give you my order or didn't I? Answer your questions.
Or would you like that fried or not?
What do you think is best?
Well, do you like spicy things?
What do most of your clients here like?
Do you always need to steal someone else's opinion?
Do I look like that kind of jerk?
Well, do you have any food allergies?
Okay. Look, could I please just get a martini?
You're
No, that wasn't part of the sketch. Patrick, could I please just get a
are aware we don't serve drinks until 9?
Why am I here?
How am I supposed to know that?
Who hired you?
You don't remember hiring me?
Are you kidding?
Do I look like I'm kidding?
Are you sick of this?
And do you need any appetizers?
What do you get?
Have you not read the menu?
Are we going to do this again? Do you have to pee?
Are you ready to order?
Groundhog's Day.
What have I been trying to do for the last 10 minutes?
You haven't ordered yet?
Have you taken my order?
Did you want something fried or not?
Did I ask you about the spices? Did I ask you about drinks?
Hey, did someone order a martini? And did you not have a triple?
I don't believe I did.
Okay. And you don't get one. And how's the martini?
How did you make it?
How other way is there to make a martini?
Is there any gin in it?
Can you not taste the gin in it?
Did you put too much vermouth in it?
Are you already sloshed?
Am I ever not sloshed?
Have you considered counseling?
a bunch of kind of moron that would put olives in this.
Who put olives in it?
Do you have a manager around here?
Somebody asked for the manager?
What kind of hiring policy do you have here?
Well, it's the end of the game now, isn't it? Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
That went on really long. That was a really good one.
This is the weakest martini I've ever had. It tastes like water. All right, let's see. We can move on to. Oh, here's one that I like to put on Chris a lot.
Oh, God.
It's called the Nitpicky Director.
Okay.
In this, we need a movie. So, what's a popular movie you guys have seen recently? Iron Man. Overwhelmingly, I was not Star Trek, but I overwhelmingly heard Iron Man.
American Psycho!
And so in this game, Chris is the director of Iron Man.
Yes!
Without the paycheck. And we have our actors from Iron Man. You may recognize them. If you don't now, you may recognize them when they start acting it out. But anyway, Chris will help direct us through this special edition scene here. So it's up to them.
Okay.
So you guys can just Iron Man it up. Suit up.
Okay, well,
Our director.
let's take a look at the scene. Come on, guys, let's see it. Chop, chop, people.
Tony! Yeah? Because you got the...
Yeah, oh no, yeah.
Okay. Tony, there's so much destruction.
Johnny, when she grabbed you, can you be a little more drunk?
Tony! Tony, this...
Whoa, 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 not slobbering. A little drunk, a little.
Tony.
Sorry?
It's okay, it's okay. Tony!
There you, that's better, good,
There's so
good.
much
Keep going.
destruction. Watch where your hand's going.
Well, I think we better go out and see about that.
There's
When
War
did you
Machine.
get
He
done
can
with
help.
War Machine. Someone call for War Machine?
You go outside and get a guy.
Okay, War Machine, we're gonna make a whole new tack with this. Let's have him be Spanish. And action!
Machino Del Guerrero. We're gonna go outside and get those guys with the thing.
Yeah, so you speak on Spanish now.
No, I'm drunk.
No, War Machine is right. War Machine is right.
Oh,
Tony should not speak Spanish.
no, I was.
No, the suit translates.
I was like,
Right. But when you come in, you be in. Andile!
Well, Robert Downey
Andile!
Jr.
Let me see it. Andile! Good. All right, let's do it again. And action!
you gotta go to the thing that I was talking about before.
Okay.
Yeah, the guys, and she dug, and I grabbed a button, and we'll go to the thing.
Spanish War Machine. You have to help us.
Okay, wait, you know what? At first I thought there was far too much giggling. I'm gonna see the whole thing from Pepper's entrance again with more giggling.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
And
Tony!
still drunk.
Oh, there's so much destruction.
Dead civilians.
Can you believe his name is
No. I want to see the whole scene again. Don't forget the drum, don't forget the underlay. As a musical. Big Les Miserables style musical. Yes. And action.
The part I was born to play.
Tony!
We gotta do the thing we talked about. It's the time now.
There's so much destruction. I don't know what to do. We need to make construction to combat destruction. He's Spanish. He's Spanish. It's war machine. He's Spanish. He's Spanish. It's war machine.
Go with me on this. Go with me on this. Just play with me, play with me. It was not bad. I was not unhappy. But I was not particularly blown away.
Oh, you never are.
I think what we need to do, I want to see Iron Man, still drunk, still Spanish, still giggling, played like an episode of Doctor Who.
Master? Master?
Inebriate.
Rory, no!
You piano Taco Bell?
Please end this.
You know what? Perhaps Doctor Who wasn't the tack to go. Maybe, you know what? You know we haven't seen enough of? Classic Star Wars science fiction. Done like the latest episode of Star Wars, well, like an episode of Star Wars. Star Wars. Wars. And
They've put a bunch of CGI enemies outside. I
you know, not working for me, guys. Children, not working for me. You know what? I want to see this. No, I know this is going to sell. This is going to sell big. I want to see this whole film done as an 80s style horror movie. And action.
Tony! My ankle!
well, we should split up.
I should go shower.
That special edition of Iron Man also available in the dealer's room. Just ask for it.
Just make your check money order to be able to sum the people all the time.
We are going to move on to two-line vocabulary. In this, Chris can say anything,
Oh, good.
but Seamus and Todd can only say the two lines that I give them.
Oh, great, you're off.
So, Seamus, your lines are, won't that hurt? And I don't think that goes there. Todd, you have, do you know how? And I already did that. So, won't that hurt? I don't think that goes there. Do you know how? I already did that. Set up here by my assistant Jerka, says, Doctor and two new companions explore a new world.
New doctor or old doctor?
It's up to you. And it says, Doctor and two new companions.
Well, my friends, seeing as Ace is no longer with us, I would like to see what you think of the new planet.
I already did that.
What do you mean you've been here before? Have you people been here before?
Hey, you know how to do that?
You know how to do that. You can operate the TARDIS, my friend. Do you really think that you have the grasp of Raswar?
Won't that hurt?
Only when he doesn't use lubrication. Alright. Have you? So are you a Time Lord?
I don't think that goes there.
So it's not Time.
Won't that hurt?
If he was a Time Lord, it might.
I don't think that goes there.
I think you're right. So, how many planets have you been to, you supposed Time Lord?
I already did that.
You've already been to all the planets. Not even I have been to all the planets. You were a rapscallion.
Do you know how?
Do I know how to get to the planets? Of course I know.
But won't that hurt?
Not if done correctly, my friend.
I already did that.
Of course you have. And you've been telling me. So, what about you? What can you do around the TARDIS?
Oh, I don't think that goes there.
You don't want to fly the TARDIS. It's your whole time in space.
Won't that hurt?
I already did that.
And obviously, it already hurts. He's already done that. So now, have you seen the great vast galaxies of Trinzebula?
But won't that hurt?
And what about you? And your couple of rustics to get into your fungo?
Do you know how?
Of course I know how to, you dear friend.
I already did that.
So you have. Your couple of rustics is already cascaded with your fungo.
Well, I don't think that goes there.
Yeah, it does. It's not a Time Lord internal biology.
But won't it hurt?
Not if it's inside your body. Ooh.
I don't think it goes there.
I already did that.
Hold on. Can I borrow your cell phone? Thank you. Ace, please come back to me.
All right, let's move on to perhaps, well, it's my favorite game. I suspect it's most of yours. And this one is called PowerPoint Roulette. In this game, I have assembled a special little presentation that has some random images I found from the internet. And our lovely participants here will have to assemble a presentation about whatever it is based on your suggestion. So what I need from
Here have already read through your brochures. If you look on page 1, you'll see that there is a pie graph here. Now you may think that it is a pie graph. Actually, it is here to actually tell you that the occurrences of family nights involving Trivial Pursuit have gone down 500% since the emergence of rock and roll. Subsequently, IQ has fallen as well, at least 40 points. However, family violence has gone down as well. No more crashing each other's skulls over the dinner table because someone stole that piece of pie that you needed. Now, if we can go on to the next slide, please. Yes. Another indicator that the IQ of the American youth has fallen is that cats are now reading books that the high schoolers can read. Here we have Mr. Fuzzy Wumpkins reading A Tale of Two Cities. It only took Mr. Fuzzy Wumpkins about 4 weeks total, I think, to get through the book, whereas our high school freshmen required the entirety of the semester and still did not understand which two cities were the two cities in question and why they ought to care. I blame rock and roll. Next slide, please. Rock and roll began in the United States with this gentleman. We call him MC Puffy Shorts. MC Puffy Shorts was groundbreaking with rock and roll in the 1850s with his hit song, Fair Lady, Don't Hurt Me, Prithee, Let's Lay Down. Which was well known for its use of drums, and at the time, extremely terrible language, such as buttocks. I would recite the lyrics, but I have these children here. So no. Next slide, please. Dear God. The effects of rock and roll on American society continue to create catastrophe. If you'll see here, this young person, big man, child, woman, don't know, was attempting to create a mass amount of smoothness using smooth peanut butter, thinking that that was the way to get smooth beats. It is not. As you'll see, she's saying, please send for help, I'll need 2 ambulances. For me. Next slide, please. 2 ambulances were not enough. And this is their posse. I wish that I could have told you what was said at the sermon. I'm sure it would have been fantastic, but I am batshit afraid of crowds. Therefore, it was not going to happen, but I do believe that they did blame rock and roll. Next slide, please. Wonderful. I see that that is the end of my segment of the presentation, but I do have an excellent expert coming up next, and I will pass it on to him. Thank you.
Hi there. My name's Tim Montana, Professor Tim Montana, from the University of New Hope, Arizona. I'm a cultural anthropologist. I happen to know a lot about rock and roll music. My daddy used to play rock and roll. I lived on a tour bus for a number of years. Well, went on to get my education, get your education. Now what we're looking at here is a pie chart. Not pie chart, this is a graph. Sorry, I had a little too much to drink before I came in this morning. Now, you will see that actually, and this someone has put my damn slide in backwards, so I'm going to have to read this in reverse. Looking to the closest side to me, which would be the left, you will see that music's popularity, rock and roll music's popularity spiked about 20 years ago with the advent of the Michael Jackson and things like that. It's a little longer than 20, but who's counting? Not that scientific, it's music. Now you'll see that the popularity down through the new wave movement, you got your Cyndi Lauper, and then your Madonna, and then we hit this all-time low with things like Duran Duran and things like that. We hit an all-time. What, you got a Duran fan here? I'll knock a Duran fan on their butt. Now you look, all of a sudden, we started having old groups back. Kiss started touring again, the Stones are touring again, and all of a sudden you look at the popularity of this music, and it has shot way up. But enough about that. I've got some more examples of the way that music affects us and the cultural anthropology. Ooh, man. I should have sniffed glue before I came in. Okay, let me see what we got. First slide, please. Okay. Now, this is something that we are dangerously afraid is going to start happening here in America in the rock and roll scene. It's called cotton candy head. And it's dangerous. Children are putting cotton candy on their head, and it's getting in their ears. And that way music has to get louder and louder. Have you seen these European children over here? They ride in the car, they're going, Like that? Have you seen that? Yeah, it's and the car is bumping and the windows. Yeah, Europeans. Cotton candy heads. Next slide, please. Now, even old people are affected by rock and roll music. You ever seen a group of geriatrics out on a joyride? It ain't pretty. That's actually my grandmother and grandfather, and it's a little embarrassing. A little too much Lawrence Welk back in the day. Another slide, please. Now, this is when it gets sad. Now, you've heard stories about Ozzy Osbourne and all of that. You know, biting the back head off. Now, some of these Satan-worshiping rock and rollers are feeding their babies to horses. And I don't like that. I don't think that's a good Christian way to behave. Next slide, please. Now, that's that Lady Gaga that you've been hearing so much about. And while she may have some catchy tunes and lyrics, she's kind of a freak. And, you know, keep singing, sister. It's not really rock and roll. I know you think it is, but it ain't. Another slide, please. Okay, now, what is that? It's like an acid trip come back to life. I do not understand this, nor do I know what it means. It must be one of our other guest speakers, so I'm going to turn the floor over to them. Thank you, good night, and God bless.
Now heard from two decadent Western scientists about terrible rock and roll. Soviet Russia made excellent studies of rock and roll. Please look forward at Trivial Pursuit pieces. All colors represented because Soviet scientists bring all disciplines together to understand most about rock and roll. Bring forward image advancement. As you can see, famous American rock and roll artists singing Robot Chicken. Give to child tobacco cigarette early in life at rock and roll show. It's so terrible it makes his tights run down. Advance forward image sequentially in order of next. Rock and roll encourage decadent, wasteful, capitalist spending on making cars so big that putting other cars inside of the cars. Only through rock and roll do we make this.
That's Russian.
Next slide, next slide, next slide. Tragic rock and roll disaster, unfortunately more common than ever. Girl, go into rock and roll concert, go into mosh pit, no arms. Terrible tragedy, they smash out from rock and roll. Exercise ball go very nice, kind of shiny, also cat. The picture come from internet, there's cat. Sequential advancement to 5th slide, please. Here is a good example of what family can do together to make bonding experience instead of, listen, rock and roll music. Here family has made face pizza time. Everybody knows that everyone gather around, make dog for its food. It become joyous time for all. Next slide, please. Dribbles and things. I must go now and return to the final speaker, whose research I think you will find landmark. Please, doctor.
We're going to go over some Southern rock, and look at that. We're going to go over these here wavy lines and the other squiggly lines, and I'm going to tell y'all how Southern rock affected our country. If I could you make that change my picture? done, he rocked himself right into yellow hair with a white mohawk type thing, and it's sprouting pears. That's what's happening to our kids when they're listening to the southern rock music.
Where are we?
Give me the next picture. Oh, hell, I love that game right there. I think it's my Uncle Jimbo right there. He's trying to reach in and grab it up. So anyway, it's rock and roll right here. I've got nothing. Oh, he's trying to get himself a kid. Right out down the street right there. You see that? That spawned a song. Give me my next picture. Well, that right there is one of them guns. Rock and roll with the guns.